You ever zoomed in on Google Maps just to explore weird places on Earth and suddenly hit a blur? Or a black box? That's not a glitch, that's a secret. Hidden right in front of our eyes. Today, we're diving into 10 real military bases so classified, so secretive, they've been scrubbed clean from satellite images. These aren't your typical army camps. These are the places governments don't want you to see. Some are buried in ice, others in deserts, a few in the middle of the ocean, and every single one has a story that'll blow your mind. Buckle up, because this journey is taking us to places Google Maps refuses to go. Let's begin in the dusty expanse of Nevada. Area 51. The holy grail of conspiracies. But despite all the memes and jokes, what happens there is very real. Area 51 is so restricted that employees are flown in on unmarked planes. Surveillance cameras dot every nearby hill. Approach too close, and you'll be greeted by camo-clad guards in white trucks. Now here's where things get wild. In the early 2000s, Google Earth briefly revealed outlines of structures that weren't listed anywhere. Then, poof, they were gone. Experts believe the base is used for testing experimental aircraft, including stealth bombers and hypersonic drones. But locals report lights zigzagging through the sky at impossible speeds. No one talks. No one confirms. And Google? Only shows sand. Now picture the remote Ural Mountains in Russia. Tucked away in a forest lies Missouri, a closed town built around Mount Yamantau. This isn't some backwoods village. This place is monitored, guarded, and off limits to everyone. Russian officials once said it's just a food storage facility. Then they changed the story. Maybe it's a mining operation. Then again, maybe it's neither. Satellite images showed heavy construction in the 90s. Tunnel networks. Reinforced doors. Blast-proof gates. Experts now believe it's a Cold War-era bunker designed to house Russia's elite during a nuclear war. Underground cities. Communications hubs. Entire ecosystems buried beneath the mountain. But when you zoom in on Missouri, there's nothing. It's like the forest ate it whole. Except forests don't have anti-aircraft missiles. Now let's go somewhere colder, much colder. Greenland. Buried beneath the ice sheet lies the haunting remains of Camp Century, built by the US during the Cold War. This wasn't your average outpost. Camp Century was a nuclear-powered city built under the ice. It had dormitories, a hospital, labs, even a church. But the real mission? Project Iceworm. A top-secret plan to install thousands of nuclear missiles beneath the ice, aimed at the Soviet Union. The problem? The ice wasn't stable. Tunnels shifted, structures collapsed, and the mission was abandoned. The base was sealed off, but not cleaned up. Today, scientists warn that radioactive waste and toxic chemicals could eventually leak into the environment due to melting ice. You'd think Google Maps would mark this hazard. Instead, it's blank. Almost like they're hoping no one remembers. Next stop, the Hermit Kingdom. North Korea. Near the city of Kongai lies a facility so hidden, so restricted, even North Koreans aren't allowed near it. It's heavily fortified. Surrounded by mountains. And most telling of all? It's completely absent from satellite maps. No buildings, no roads, just a blur of pixels. But according to defectors and intelligence leaks, Kongai is the nerve center for North Korea's nuclear weapons program. Bunkers are drilled deep into the earth. Command centers are shielded by layers of reinforced concrete. And there are underground railways connecting it to other hidden sites across the country. This base doesn't just hide weapons, it hides command and control. It's the place from where a nuclear war could begin. And yet, on your phone? It's just a patch of forest. Australia's outback, a desolate land stretching for miles. But hidden in that emptiness is Pine Gap. To the average eye, it looks like a cluster of white domes, harmless satellite dishes. But what those domes really do is intercept signals. Phone calls. Emails. Radio waves. Pine Gap is a joint US-Australian surveillance base, and it's critical to global intelligence. It controls satellites used for drone strikes. It tracks missile launches. It eavesdrops on foreign governments. Former employees have called it the most secret place in the southern hemisphere, but on Google Maps, parts of Pine Gap are conspicuously absent. Some areas are blurred, others replaced with older satellite images. Why? Because even in the age of digital transparency, Pine Gap is still watching and still hiding. Let's move to western China. The vast deserts of Xinjiang. Near the city of Kashgar lies a hidden complex so tightly guarded, even commercial satellite providers are restricted from mapping it. Analysts believe this site is home to China's most advanced cyber warfare division. It's where the Chinese military tests artificial intelligence, quantum computers, and drone swarms. Reports suggest deep underground bunkers store massive data centers, shielded from electromagnetic attacks. On maps, it's pixelated or blacked out, depending on your location. But what's chilling is that it's expanding. Each year, satellite photos, before being censored, show new buildings, new towers, and more roads branching into nowhere. It's a digital battlefield, built in secret. Diego Garcia. A small island in the middle of the Indian Ocean. A tropical paradise turned fortress. The local Chagotians were forcibly removed in the 1970s, and since then, Diego Garcia has become one of the most important U.S. military bases in the world. B-52 bombers launch from here. Spy planes refuel here. It's a key staging ground for operations across the Middle East. But here's the weird part. While the runway and main base are partially visible on Google Maps, entire sections of the island are blacked out. No explanation. No access. It's rumored that black site interrogations took place here. Some even say nuclear weapons are stored underground. The Pentagon denies it all. But no journalists are allowed in. And when a place is that secure, even paradise starts to feel eerie. Now let's dip beneath the waves, to Olenya Bay, near the Arctic Circle. This frozen fjord is where Russia's northern fleet keeps its deadliest toys, nuclear submarines. But Olenya Bay isn't just a dock. According to naval experts, there's an entire complex under the sea. Submarines enter and don't re-emerge for weeks. Sonar goes quiet near the cliffs. And satellite photos? Blurred. What little is visible shows hangars half submerged in the icy water. Theories suggest this is where Russia hides its next-gen stealth subs. Designed to run silently, strike anywhere, and vanish into the deep. But what's scarier is what isn't known. If even Google can't map it, who can? Up next, Alaska. The HAARP facility near Gakona. HAARP stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. Sounds innocent, right? It studies the ionosphere, the part of the atmosphere filled with charged particles. But HAARP doesn't just observe. It sends powerful radio waves into the sky to heat it up. Officially, the purpose is to study weather, communication, and auroras. But unofficially? People think it's a doomsday device. Conspiracy theories range from weather control to mind control. And while most of that is far-fetched, here's what's real: HAARP was partially funded by the military. Its capabilities are classified. And while the main facility is visible, many surrounding installations are blurred out or missing from maps. Coincidence? Or intentional misdirection? And finally, the far north. Svalbard. Known for the global seed vault, a doomsday bunker holding every kind of crop seed on Earth. But there's more. Nearby, there's another installation. No name. No signs. Just a few strange antenna arrays and satellite dishes poking through the snow. Amateur sleuths believe it's tied to neutrino detection, particles that pass through solid matter and can be used to detect underground activity anywhere on Earth. Others believe it's a listening post, monitoring submarine activity under the Arctic ice. Whatever it is, Google won't show it. The whole area is either pixelated or oddly cropped. And if you try to get close in real life, you won't. The roads are blocked, the paths are guarded, and no one talks. And there you have it. 10 real military bases that are so secret, so deeply hidden, they've been wiped from the digital face of the Earth. Whether they're storing nuclear weapons, experimenting with AI, or housing the final escape plan for global elites, we may never know. But one thing's for sure, the blur on your screen isn't an accident. It's a message. A silent warning. Some places aren't meant to be seen. If this dive into the world of hidden strongholds and digital erasures blew your mind, make sure to hit that like button like it's an unauthorized drone flying over Area 51. Subscribe for more deep, dark rabbit holes into the weird, the hidden, and the WTF. And drop a comment. Which of these bases do you think holds the scariest secrets? Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and remember, the truth is only hidden if you stop looking.